Oh, hey. Shh, 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 shh. You see that? That right there is a western bluebird. You know how I can tell? By the way it sounds. Listen closely. It's a very distinct sound, unlike any other bird of its kind. Well, sure, I suppose you could also have guessed its name because we're out here west in Idaho and it's blue, Mr. Smarty Pants. Oh, scared it away. Oh, man. Well, there's lots of other birds to see. Bee eaters, hummingbirds, swallows. Heck, if we get lucky, maybe we'll even see a parrot. Wouldn't that be wild? As you can tell, I know a thing or two about birds. That's because I'm really into bird watching. And let's see, what else could I tell you about me? Oh, I live with Miles. He's my roommate. He's also my best friend. We do everything together. We're BFFs for sure. Two peas in a pod. Thick as thieves. Birds of a feather. Well, maybe not quite birds of a feather. See, as much as we have in common, Miles never really understood bird watching. Miles isn't much of an outdoors person anyway. He always preferred being indoors and staying cozy, and I actually enjoy that too. In fact, one of my favorite things to do with Miles is watch movies together while we drink hot chocolate. Whoa. Guess what? I just saw a pigeon. Come on, let's try to get a closer look. Bird watching is my passion, and my dream has always been to one day become a professional bird watcher. Hold on. Another pigeon? Whoa, this is absolutely bonkers. Anyway, I've been an amateur for years, but I'm trying to work my way up to the pros so I can compete with the best of the best. One day, I got an invitation in the mail to attend the World Birdwatching Championship. In case you've been living under a rock, it's like the Super Bowl of birdwatching. And I even got a +1. I was stoked. Miles had to come with me. All the world's best pro birdwatchers would be there. Magnus Bjorn Odinson, Calypso de la Costa, Dietrich von Wolfhagen, Alan Sussman, and my personal favorite, Sven Danson. Hold up, you've never heard of Sven? He's only the most decorated birdwatcher on the planet. Oh, if only I could meet Sven. Oh my God, it would be a dream come true. Legend has it that Sven once scaled Everest using nothing but a Swiss Army knife just to glimpse a flock of high-altitude Nepalese vultures. At the summit, they say he also found an injured bald eagle, which he nursed back to health himself. Can you believe it? Isn't Sven the most incredible man ever? Can you believe they've never heard of Sven? So Miles and I went to New Jersey, home of the World Bird Watching Championship, and we waited at the airport, hoping to see Sven. Then we saw him, the Sven, and his trusty assistant, Murtaugh. Wow! Team Sven, in the flesh! On opening day of the championship, Miles and I went to the park to watch the legendary Sven at work. Later that night, Miles and I went to dinner. We both love Italian. We can never decide between eggplant parm and chicken parm, so we got one of each to share. It's sort of our thing. Sven and Murtaugh were having dinner at the same restaurant. No way! I just had to say something. Hi, I'm Ian. I'm your biggest fan. We came all the way from Idaho to watch you. Oh yes, I know all about Murtaugh. It's a pleasure to meet you both. Oh, sorry. This is Miles. Wow, you've seen every bird on the planet. Well, except of course the silver-tailed night sparrow. And that was when I really got Sven's attention. He leaned in and said, "You know about the silver-tailed night sparrow?" And then, get this, Sven actually sat down with us. I went on and on about the elusive silver-tailed night sparrow, which no one had ever photographed or even seen up close in the wild. Sven laughed at this. The night sparrow is a ghost, impossible to find, a wild goose chase. By the way, I never actually got that expression. Geese are actually pretty easy to find in the wild. I mean, they're really slow birds. Anyway, I told Sven everything I knew about the night sparrow. How it only comes out at night, which is why it's so hard to see. You see, since it's nocturnal, I figured it roosts during the day. My guess is that it returns to its nest at noon. Clearly, Sven didn't take me very seriously. To him, I was just an amateur enthusiast, but I knew the night sparrow had to be out there. Still, Sven liked that I was an eager young birdwatcher, so he invited me and Miles to join him on his birdwatch the next day. Watching Sven at work was a thrill, but to be invited to come along on his birdwatch, I was speechless. We caught up with Team Sven while they were tracking a really fast bird known as the Eurasian swift. I tried to get a photo of it, but it disappeared. It was way too quick. Sven said he'd help me get a shot. And what do you know? I actually managed to get a photo of it. Sven's instincts were uncanny. I asked him how he knew where the bird would be. He said, "Imagine what it's like to be the bird. Where would I fly?" I wanted to ask him about all his trade secrets. I always wondered how he nursed that bald eagle back to health, so I asked him how he did it. He said, "Ha! That, my friend, is a trade secret." All of a sudden, Sven told us that he and Murtaugh would have to go it alone now. Sven explained that they were about to track a particularly difficult bird, and, no offense, but amateurs would slow us down. He wanted me to run along and have fun watching the other bird watchers. When we got back to our hotel, Miles wanted to relax and watch a movie, but I couldn't get my mind off what happened. Sven saw me as an amateur, but I wanted to prove that I was so much more. What if I grew a mustache? Maybe I'd be taken more seriously as a birdwatcher. Then I had an even better idea. What if I was the one to find the silver-tailed night sparrow? I know I'm not officially competing, but imagine if I see the one bird Sven hasn't seen. He would have to take me seriously then. And that's why I need you to come with me. There's no way I can do it without you. The next day, we got up early to begin searching for the most elusive bird in North America. A few hours in, and I saw my first sign of the night sparrow. See, most birds have a backward-facing toe, but the night sparrow only has forward-facing toes. They're called tridactyl feet. Hey, you falling asleep? No? Well, it looked like you were nodding off. I just don't want you to miss out on this. It's fascinating stuff. We searched until it got dark. It was wintertime, so it was getting really cold out. Night sparrows were said to keep their nest hidden inside bushes. We must have checked inside every bush in the park. When Miles scratched his hand, I pulled a Band-Aid from our first aid kit. That's when I saw Sven and Murtaugh. I went up to Sven and asked what they were still doing out at this hour. Sven admitted to me that he was out looking for the silver-tailed night sparrow. He told me that he downplayed the existence of the night sparrow in public to deter other birdwatchers from trying to find it. Turns out, he's been obsessed with finding the night sparrow for years. "When I'm the first to find the sparrow, it will cement my legacy as the greatest birdwatcher of all time." But we both had to stop for the day. It was too dark to see. We'd have to try again tomorrow. Sven agreed, but he pointed out the irony that now that it was night, surely the night sparrow was awake. So while we couldn't see the sparrow, we just might be able to hear its call. So the next day, we set out early to begin searching the forest. We searched all morning. We didn't see anything for hours, but I did smell something. I knew it was the night sparrow because it was unlike any other bird droppings I've smelled before, and I've smelled all of them. Sven was on the same page. He knew this meant we were close. And then we heard something. There was a rustling sound nearby. Could it be? It had to be the sparrow, but it was way too fast for any of us to get a real glimpse. Sven and Murtaugh wanted to keep going, and I did too. We were so close. But that's when I noticed Miles. He was standing there, shivering. Meanwhile, Sven and the sparrow were flying off in the other direction, and it felt like a choice between everything that had eluded me until now and the one thing that never had. That's when I decided to throw in the towel, and I explained something to Miles. The fact that no one had seen the sparrow up close is what made it special. I realized that if someone does manage to see it, it'll become just like all the other birds. I do know a thing or two about admiring beauty from afar. I am a bird watcher after all. I've been so busy chasing down what I didn't have that I lost sight of what I already did have. Miles' friendship. And that was worth more to me than anything else. A bird in hand is worth two in the bush. What do you already have in your life that's valuable? And have you ever seen the silver-tailed night sparrow? Tell us about it in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more hidden wisdom stories. Remember, when you share our stories, you're sharing wisdom.